Hi guys, hi, how's it going? How you doing today? Hopefully today finds you well. We've got quite a bit of an external noise going on, so I'm hoping we can't hear that at the end of the day. Scary though, because of all the sirens. Today I am doing my Project Pan update for the month of August. You guys saw June's update very, very late. July's update also very, very late. This one is coming to about 2 weeks after the July update, but know that I filmed June's update actually in June. You just didn't see it until July. And I filmed July's update actually at the beginning of July. You just didn't see it until the end of July. I'm hoping to get this done, edited and uploaded for you so that I can get myself back on track, because the move kind of put me into this place where I feel like I'm trying to play catch up. So with that said, if a Project Pan update is something that you're interested in today, please keep on watching. For those of you new here, hi, my name is Donna. I'm a lover of all things high-end, colorful beauty and self-care. I also work in the beauty industry as a field leader for Ulta Beauty. I get a lot of education in my position. I like to bring you that education here on this channel. But ultimately, I'm just out here talking about makeup because I like to talk about makeup. And I'm assuming if you're here, you probably also like to talk about makeup. So let's not waste any more time and let's just start talking about makeup. All right, so I already gave you the whole spiel in my intro, but I'm just trying to get myself back on track. And I do have 30 days worth of use out of these products, even though you just saw my last update a couple weeks ago. So let's walk through my Project Pan items. I don't have anything rolling out today, and I think this is probably the first time in my entirety of doing the Project Pan this year that I don't have something new that I need to roll in. I'm going to do an update to my planned pan video this week. I think it goes up, maybe next week. But I do have some really great wins in this Project Pan, so I'm not exactly wholeheartedly bummed out that I don't have anything rolling out. These are more long-term products now that we're going into the latter half of the year and just really trying to get some of these products out as it pertains to my beauty inventory. We're going to start with the product that's been in here since the beginning, one that I rolled in because I just want to see how much use I can get out of it before the end of the year. I'm not sure that it will go anywhere at the end of the year, actually, but I am really happy with the use that I've gotten out of this product since rolling it in, because it is something that I didn't really see any kind of use out of prior to that point. This is the Tarte Make Believe in Yourself palette. This rolled into my Project Pan at the beginning of the year. It doesn't see a whole lot of use, but prior to being in this Project Pan, like I said, had not seen any. The biggest amount of use was that this one matte shade here had a nice nail drag through it. When my 12-year-old was a toddler, she got into it and dug her nails into it. But I think that you can see, hopefully in this or in the B-roll, that there actually is quite a bit of use in this now. And I did put it into my deck of panning as No Pan Left Behind a few months ago, and I currently have it in my deck of panning as No Pan Left Behind again, but getting 2 uses out of each pan. And spoiler, it will roll out my next deck of panning, but I think that this will remain in long haul. It weighed in at 147 grams when we first rolled it into the project. It has weighed 146 grams every update since, and today it weighs 145 grams. So, I mean, I know I'm not going to see that emptied at the end of the year. I think initially when I put it in, I thought, oh, I can get rid of this at the end of the year. I don't know that I will. It's been really good. The only one that I'm really struggling with when I use it is the highlighter. I do think the highlighter is really, really chalky and really, really chunky, and far too chalky and chunky to put onto my cheeks or even my eyes. At the end of the day, I do think that this shade this highlighter shade could probably get dug out and be just gone out of my collection. And then I will keep the eyeshadows in. It still has a wonderful smell. It's not impacting like my skin in any negative way. So I don't know that I'll get rid of it at the end of the year. The next one is the Dior Powder No Powder in the shade 3N or 3 Neutral. This rolled in March and it weighed 66 grams when I rolled it in. 64 last update, and this update it weighs 63. I think that you can see, and you'll definitely see in the B-roll, there is quite a bit of difference in the pan size and what this looked like. We did hit pan in this, I think like 2 or 3 updates ago. To be honest, it wasn't in the project very long before it hit pan, and I just keep on chucking away at it. I have been using this prior to like getting a little bit more color on my face, had been using this as a bronzer. And as it starts to cool down here in Western Washington already in the month of August, I'm starting to lose a little bit of that facial tan. I'm actually wearing it as a bronzer today. I really like it in that way, to be honest. I feel like if I put it all over my face, it does make me look quite a bit orange. So I've just been focusing on using this as a bronzer, and I'm getting a lot of use out of it in that way. It's just slow and steady, but it's getting there. It's getting there. I think that we'll see a good chunk of movement in the latter half of the year, but for now, that's where we're at with it. The next thing I have is the Smashbox Halo. This is the Healthy Glow all-in-one like skin tint. And you can't see through this container. There's a lot of usage from last month to this month, and a part of that is because I tried to like see if I could find the air bubble in here because it's still like pretty stiff in here, and I know that there's not that much product left. I ended up squeezing out like way too much product. I did use some of it on my face, of course, but that's what some of the usage is. It's definitely not all, you know, the grams of usage that you're seeing in this that I got out of this product. This was actually rolled in May, and it weighed 47 grams when I rolled it in. And last update, it weighed 40 grams. This update, it weighs 36. I guess, though, the first update I had with this, it went from 47 to 44, and then from 44 to 40, and then from 40 to 36. So while I thought that I had wasted a whole lot of it, I guess I didn't, because that's about par for the course. I don't know how much more this has in it. If I had to guess, I'd say it's probably right in this area here. But I think I could be very, very wrong. I don't know. I just don't know. I wish I could see through this. I wish I could get the air bubble out of it. I feel like poking a hole in the back of it or cutting it open in the back of it just so that we could get the air out of there. But then I know that the product would go bad really, really quickly. So I do think that this is probably also a long haul product. I haven't loved lately the way this sits on my skin, and I don't know if it's a product issue because it is aging in my collection or if it's a skin issue. I have been mixing it a lot with the Zoeva foundation because this is a little bit orange and this kind of neutralizes it a little bit. Even though this is light neutral, it does appear on my skin very orange. This is also in my project pan. It's just on pause right now because it's way too light for the summer months. So I love that I'm getting some use out of that. It is what's on my skin today, and I think it looks really, really good. And it sits better when I haven't mixed with that. So that's how I've been using it lately. I do think that it's still got some time in here. This actually rolled in May or in April, which was before that skin tint did. This is actually quite a nice setting spray. This is the Item Beauty One Hit Prime Set and Refresh Spray. This rolled in April 1st at 116 grams. So this will be its 4th update, and it is currently weighing 65 grams. So almost exactly half what it was when we rolled it in, but there's like literally nothing left in here. I don't know if you can hear that. By next update, I do think that this will be gone. It's been a nice spray to use for refreshing my face. It's a spray that I've been using not only to foil my eyeshadows, but also to like spray on my face before I put on makeup, just to moisturize it a little bit. It is a spray that I use quite often, especially when I'm in this room filming, because it's a really nice, refreshing spray. I don't think there's anything amazing about it. Like, it doesn't set my makeup for, 20 hours. It's not going to replace my Urban Decay All Nighter or my Benefit pore setter spray, but it's a decent setting spray. The sad news is you can't get it anymore because I don't think Item Beauty is even a brand anymore, but it is nice. I did get it in an Ipsy, I do believe, and I'm really happy to be using it. I'm happy that I'm getting as much use out of it as I have been lately. Speaking of Benefit, the next thing is this. This is the Benefit Porefessional Light Primer. It did roll in June. It rolled in at 27 grams of product, and it currently has 17 grams of product. This is the product, and I think that you guys can see there's quite a bit of usage happening here. You can see that when I bend it over, but I also have some B-roll for you. I really don't love this primer. I did think that I liked it at one point in time, but maybe this one is just old. I'm not sure. It comes out really weird, and I don't love that about it. Is this normal? Is that normal? Like, or is mine bad? I I feel like I should know this, but I don't love these kind of primers. So, and here's the true tea. Like, Benefit is not, I love Benefit. I have so much Benefit in my collection, and I love them so much as a brand. They're my boo. They're my boo. This is not it. For me, I do not love their primers. I don't love their primers at all. I know a lot of people that do. I just don't. I do think that this also will probably be gone by the next update. If it's not gone by September, it will be gone shortly after. The next item is the Pretty Vulgar Make Them Blush in the shade Hush Blush. This is something that's been in my collection for a long time. You guys have seen it in project pans over and over and over again, and this is something that by the end of the year will probably be gone, because that is the goal this year. Last year I worked really hard on it to make sure that I could get it finished in my collection this year. I do feel like I have gotten a significant amount of use out of it, even in just the last month. I'm starting to see it like deplete off the sides of the packaging as well as in the middle more and more. So I do think that this will be gone by the end of the year, but not yet. This was rolled in June. It weighed 45 grams when we rolled it in. It is currently weighing 43, so we're not seeing a lot of loss in weight, but I do think that you'll be able to see a difference in the, just the sheer size of the pan. Then we have the Kilowatt Highlighter by Fenty in Fire Crystal and Lightning Dust, and this is what it looks like. Again, I do think that you'll see quite an expanded pan here. This pan is also pretty expanded. Last month when we did this pan had just appeared. I have expanded both sides of the pan. I'm finding that I love this side just so much more than this side these days. This side is in my eyebrows today, but this side is on my face. So I like this side a little bit more these days because it's just more subtle versus the other side, which is a little bit more of a stark contrast. This was also brought in June. It weighed 60 grams when we brought it in, and it's still weighing 60 grams, but I don't care. There's a lot of pan in this product. All right, the next thing is this Stila Shimmer and Glow. This is in the shade Pagale. I really do think that is the name of this. This is a really beautiful shade. I did use it today in my eye look, and I just feel like it is really pretty. But what I also feel like is this is drying up really bad. When we rolled it in, it was still super moist, right? But I think because I've been opening and closing it, it really is showing its age. This has been in my collection for quite some time. I do think that probably by next update, I'm not going to be able to use this anymore, dependent on how many times I use it throughout this next month because it's just going to be that dry. This is a product that we rolled in last month as well. It weighed 19 grams when we rolled it in. It still weighs 19 grams. I do think that I'm going to end up having to take the stopper out of it to get any kind of usage out of it. I mean, you guys, I think, can tell just by looking at it, but I can see the windowing through the top of the tube. If I take the stopper out, I do think that I'll get quite a bit more product usage, but I also know that it'll dry out sooner. So I'm trying to push that out of existence for a minute so that I can get as much as possible usage out of it, because I do know that once I take that stopper out, it's not going to be any good for very long. I'm happy with the fact that I'm even getting any usage out of it, because up until I pulled it in here, it hadn't been used in my collection probably in 4 years. I know a lot of people say these Stilas don't last very long, but they don't last very long if you don't get them closed appropriately. But truly, if you are going to be using them over and over and over again, they're going to last the appropriate amount of time for you to get the use out of them for the bang for the buck that you're spending on them, in my humble opinion. Also, if you close them really well, they'll last forever. The next one is this. This is the Clinique Lip Pop Splash in Fruity Pop. This is what's on my lips today. This is a product that we rolled in last month as well. And it weighed 13 grams last month. This month it's weighing 11 grams. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's sitting right about here. Whereas it was pretty full when I rolled it in here. I do have it sitting on my desk where I do most of my work. So it is something that I'm popping onto my lips every time I go into a Teams meeting or something like that, so that my face doesn't look dead. So it is getting quite a bit of use, but I could use it more, I guess. If I put it into my purse, it would probably get more use. Again, the weight on it has only went down by 2 grams, but this is the 4th one of these we've been through this year. And we know that these typically end anywhere. I mean, they're typically empty, weighing anywhere from 13 to 9 grams of product. So I do think that this could probably also be done next month. And then the last 2 products are the products that I don't weigh. So you're just going to see a picture of where they are on my little listy dude here. But one is the ColourPop lip liner in the shade Beeper. I love this pencil. It's such a beautiful shade. It is on my lips today, and it is quite a bit smaller than it was when we started. So I'm really happy with the progress on this. I know I can have that done by the end of the year as well. And then this is the Precisely My Brow in the shade Gray. And look, this is only going to see a lot of usage if I don't get my eyebrows done very often, but I just had them done again, and I have an appointment scheduled in 3 weeks for a lamination. So I'm not sure that I'll use this a whole lot this year, but it's okay with me if it stays in my collection for a little bit longer. But that's where we're at. I mean, truly, with an eyebrow pencil, the amount of use that shows through Project Pan month over month is a lot smaller, because if you've got the right eyebrow pencil, or at least like me, I like a more stiff version of an eyebrow pencil, and that would be these Precisely's, and you just don't see a whole lot of product usage month over month. With that said, if you're seeing more product usage, then you probably are using way too much product. So I love this eyebrow pencil. I specifically love this color. This is in the shade Gray. When I have vivids in my hair, gray, just darker brows, just look a whole lot better on my face. That is why I love that. So those are the rundown of the products that we still have in our Project Pan. Like I said, there isn't anything rolling out this month, but I do think that in a perfect world, these will probably roll out next month, because of either usage, or in this case, it's dried out. I do think that it's probably sitting right about here in amount of product used. So I do think that I did get my money's worth out of this, to be honest. Even if I have to take the stopper out and it gets dried out by the end of the month, I do think that I'll have gotten my use out of it. But the rest of these should be gone next month just because of sheer usage. So hopefully next month we'll have 4 new rollouts and 4 new roll-ins. And with that said, that is it. That is all I have for you today. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to like it, subscribe to my channel if you loved it here. I'd love to have you along for this crazy ride. And I hope that you all are safe, healthy, doing well, and getting along as best you can. Love each other, but love each other from afar. And until next time, bye, friends.